General Hospital, what happens after Gio bombshell, huge fallout at nurse's ball. GH spoilers. General Hospital sees the massive truth bomb about Giovanni Palmieri, Giovanni Mazza biological parents blowing up. And it looks like it's going to happen at the nurse's ball this week. And once the truth comes out about him being Brooklyn Quartermaine, Amanda Setton, and Dante Falconeri's, Dominic Zamprogna's son, well, there's going to be massive fallout. We're going to talk about what happens to all the people close to Gio that are going to be collateral damage when this bombshell explodes about his real parents. General Hospital, Joe's biological parents' truth bomb explodes at nurse's ball. Alright, so right now we're getting really close to the big reveal that Brooklyn and Dante are Gio Palmieri's, Giovanni Mazza bio parents. I mean, we all know, but most of the people in Port Charles do not. Right now, of course, we've got Cody Bell, Josh Kelly conspiring with Lulu, Alexa Havens-Bruning, who's absolutely determined to find proof, and official General Hospital spoilers promise that life-altering secrets drop soon. So, yeah, this bombshell about Gio may come out during the nurse's ball, and when it does, the fallout is going to be epic. And there are 7 people who are directly affected by this and are hit with massive shock waves once they find out Dante and BLQ are Joe's parents. Lulu's misguided investigation, targeting BLQ and igniting the GH firestorm. So now that Lulu knows that Joe's mom Camilla was never pregnant, she told Cody that she thinks BLQ and Lois Rena Sofer have been in on this deception all along conspiring. But as usual, Lulu is wrong, and she is targeting Brooklyn unfairly and making these big leaps. So, let's jump into what happens because as of now, it sure looks like it could be Cody or Lulu that ignite this firestorm. Joe's emotional fallout, lies, betrayal, and a shocking new family. The primary person obviously that's going to be blown away by all of this is poor Gio himself. He's going to be reeling because his mom Camilla lied to him. She never told him he was adopted and sadly of course she passed away years ago. So Gio can't go to her. He can't get any closure from Camilla. He can't confront her and he can't ask her any questions. So, it's just this betrayal that has no resolution, at least with her. And if Gio wants any answers, he's going to probably have to get them from Lois because she's one of the few who knows everything. And you know, by the way, she's been lying to his face for years. 20 of them. Hopefully Lois finally spills and will tell Gio everything she knows because he deserves the whole truth and not just what Lulu is digging up with Cody. Plus, Gio hearing that Dante's his dad is going to hit him really hard. Because that means Rocco Falconeri, Finn Francis Carr, who had that scary alcohol poisoning thing that he's been blamed on, is actually Joe's brother. And also, of course, Dante is Joe's bio dad, and he seems to suddenly hate him because of, I think, sloppy and fast writing. But anyway, Joe's finally going to get a dad in his life, and Dante doesn't like him. Poor Gio is going to be a mess. Dante's world rocked, discovering his secret son Gio on General Hospital. And I feel like the person that will be rocked almost as much as Gio is going to be Dante. He has no idea that BLQ was ever pregnant. So, it's just going to be this 1-2 punch for Dante. The secret teen pregnancy, 2 decades of lies from people he trusts, and then a secret kid, Gio. So yeah, Dante's going to be reeling because he's in a position very similar to what Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, was in when he found out he was Dante's dad back in the day. Although, I would say that one was even more traumatic because if you recall, Sonny hated Dante and he'd shot him. And after he shot Dante, that's when Olivia Falconeri, Lisa Lo Cicero, showed up and said, "That is your son." And of course, Sonny had found out that Dante was an undercover cop trying to put him behind bars. As of now, you know, Joe's at the top of Dante's list of people he dislikes. He knows from what went down with Sonny that he's got to fix it, you know, once this all comes out. But of course, after the shock wore off back then, Dante and Sonny made peace and they're very close now. So it'll likely be similar for Dante and Gio in the long run. But at first, Dante's going to be shocked and probably horrified by his own behavior, which, you know, he was overreacting. Let's be real. Brooklyn Quartermaine's turmoil, betrayed by loved ones, hoping for Joe's acceptance. Next in line for the biggest impact will be baby mama Brooklyn. She's going to be absolutely reeling because Lois and Gloria Cerullo, Ellen Travolta, lied to her for so many years, as did Camilla, Joe's mom, who she knew. Brooklyn's going to be hurt and horrified when she finds out the people she loves most have lied to her for more than 20 years. And then Lulu helped blow up her life. But BLQ, I think, is also going to be thrilled and eager to reach out to Gio, but probably scared that he'll reject her even though they've been close for his whole life. Brooklyn may worry that Gio will assume she didn't want him, or that she was another person like Lois and Gloria who intentionally lied to his face. But she didn't lie. Brooklyn was in the dark, and just as a young, scared woman, younger than Gio is now, making the best decision she could at the time. Lulu pays the price, facing fallout for meddling in Joe's life. And of course, next, we all know Lulu is going to face huge fallout for blowing up people's lives. And it was none of her business. She was repeatedly warned to drop it, don't do it, all that. BLQ knew this was a possible outcome, but you know, Dante's going to be blindsided unfairly, as is Gio. And Lulu has kept pushing, knowing full well she was going to blow up people's lives. So yeah, Lulu's going to pay. There's going to be consequences. Carly warned her, Tracy Quartermaine, Jane Elliott warned her, Laura Spencer Collins, Jeannie Francis warned her, others warned her. Dante's going to be livid to find out Lulu was secretly investigating this instead of just butting out or just coming and telling him the moment she did find out. You know what she's done is neither just not a good option. There were other options. Cody's betrayal, facing fallout for hiding Joe's secret from Dante and BLQ. Cody is another one who's going to face some repercussions. He's going to have a lot of explaining to do to a few people. First, of course, Dante's going to be furious to find out Cody knew Brooklyn was pregnant back in the day and kept it to himself for over 20 years. And now Cody's been going behind Dante and BLQ's back, hiding the secret that is Gio, and conspiring with Lulu while helping her investigate when he should have just told Dante the truth. He could have come and told BLQ once he heard Joe's name. You know, Cody's really good friends with both of them and has been for a long time because they retconned that history and just created it. So, I think Dante's going to have a hard time forgiving Cody. And I think Brooklyn might as well. And Tracy may not be too happy with Cody either. Tracy Quartermaine's explosive reaction, protecting BLQ, adoring Gio, and tossing Lois. And somebody, speaking of her, who's going to have some huge emotional fallout and a strong and probably loud reaction to all this will be Tracy. She's going to be probably pretty upset that Lulu defied her and dug in and kept going. And Tracy is probably going to toss Lois out of the Quartermaine mansion with a warning to never come back. You know, BLQ is Tracy's granddaughter. She's protective of her. She's going to be livid on BLQ's behalf. But on the flip, you know, Tracy is also going to be thrilled that her great-grandson is Gio because she already adores him. And interestingly, you know, she may give Gio what Drew Kane Quartermaine, Cameron Matheson, most wants, the Quartermaine name. Ned and Olivia's fury, Lois kept grandson Gio hidden for 2 decades. And last, but certainly not least, we're going to see fallout hitting Joe's granddad, Ned Quartermaine, Wally Kurth. He's going to be furious at Lois, and so will Olivia because Joe's her grandson too. You know, they may never speak to Lois again after Ned and Olivia find out that she's kept their grandson, Gio, away from them both for his whole life. Lois may have to do a walk of shame all the way back to Bensonhurst. The explosive nurses' ball reveal, when will Joe's truth bomb drop? It is going to be absolutely explosive when the truth about Gio comes out, and I'm here for it. I can't wait to see how it all goes down. I wonder if there's a chance. It seems like it's likely it's coming out at the nurses' ball. It would be terrible if Dante and Brooklyn find out that Joe's their son during his nurses' ball performance with Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard, and Anna Devane, Finola Hughes. That would pretty much be the worst possible moment and place, but we have been promised a shocker, General so we'll Hospital see. Early spoilers May 26th to 30th, Christina freaks and Drew taunts everyone. General Hospital spoilers, Lulu searches for proof. As we always do on early edition day, we talk about what is coming the rest of this week. So, on Wednesday, May 21st, you know, the nurses' ball is really getting started and Lois Chirulo Rena Sofer is on Lulu Spencer's, Alexa Haven's Bruning radar. Of course, she wants to tell Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, about Gio Palmieri, Giovanni Mazza, and that Brooklyn Quartermaine, Amanda Seton, and Lois lied to him, which she's off the mark on 50% of that. But Lulu has told Cody Bell, Josh Kelly she needs some proof. How can she get it? Because everything seems to be blowing up this week. So maybe Lulu overhears something at the nurse's ball that convinces her she's got the goods and is free to blab to Dante. Nurse's ball drama unfolds, secrets, confrontations, and truth bombs. Meanwhile, Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy choose Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen a new one at the nurse's ball. She's laying into her about trying to snatch Michael Corinthos, Chad Duell, kids away from him. And of course, this is all Carly Corinthos Spencer, Laura Wright's doing, which Jocelyn knows. So yeah, but Michael seems to be on the way back. So he may be there to confront Willow himself or try to work things out peacefully. Christina is in utter shock that Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn, knows she tried to kill Ava Jerome, Maura West, and almost killed Rick Lansing, Rick Hurst, and Elizabeth Weber, Rebecca Herbst, as a result. And Alexis is going to tell her that yeah, by the way, I know you did it and Rick and have proof that you did it. And I do wonder if Alexis is going to go ahead and just clean the slate, tell her everything. You know, obviously she's going to tell her this is why I was trying to have you committed was to try and stop criminal charges and instead once again I'm covering for you and I'm paying blackmail. General Hospital spoilers, Nurses Ball kicks off. The Nurses Ball really kicks off. All the talent begins. Lucy Lynn Herring is taking the stage to host. There are a few issues. Will Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard get back in time to do some tangoing? Looks like he might. She promises it'll be a night no one will ever forget. And I believe that is going to be accurate. Curtis Ashford, Donnell Turner, meanwhile, tells Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, that what is going on could destroy everything and it looks like an uncomfortable conversation about. Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, tells Ada Turner that nobody is going to run him off. I hope this is not Sonny and this woman, you know, kind of doing some kind of hate flirting. I don't want to see him in another bad romance with somebody in law enforcement or the DA's office. We've had so many of them. None of them have ever worked out. General Hospital spoilers, a warning issued. Thursday, May 22nd, Ned Quartermaine, Wally Kurth, and Olivia Falconeri, Lisa Lowe Cicero warn someone, maybe Drew for framing Tracy Quartermaine, Jane Elliott, knowing he will face her wrath. Or maybe it's Chase for arresting her at the ball. Lots of things to consider. Vaughn Bryce Durfee gets to meet Carly. She may figure out he works for Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna, and then if she sees him hanging around Jocelyn, that could be weird. General Hospital spoilers, a truth bomb drops. The Nurses Ball is in full swing still on Thursday. Life-changing truth bombs explode. Maybe Lulu got the info she needs and feels comfortable blowing up things. Brianna YD is this year's guest artist performing at the Nurses Ball. She will be performing on Thursday's episode. Feeling super smug like the king of the world. He has gotten Tracy Jane Elliott in handcuffs. Willow is on his arm and her new haircut is super cute. And all his devious little ducks are in a row. But unbeknownst to him, Michael is on his way back to town. That's going to shake up everything that Drew has been plotting and reveal some of what he's done. Curtis makes a big decision. Is he going to fight back against Drew and ignore the threats, or is he going to, dump Portia? He may still help her fight Drew anyway. Both things can be true. Weekends with shockwaves, secrets exposed and key returns. Then on Friday, May 23rd, Carly gets an offer. Maybe it's from Jack. Maybe it's about the custody case. Mac Scorpio John J. York is feeling relieved. Maybe Tracy Jane Elliott got bail and she is out of the PCPD because I'm guessing Mac, John J. York, does not want to listen to her mouth. Maybe he's just relieved because they throw her down in a holding cell. We'll see. But I am enjoying the Tracy versus Drew stuff. I know she's going to win in the end though, right? Meanwhile, something has Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ali worried. Maybe it's her Nurses Ball performance, but I think more so it might be that Kai Jens Austin Astrup is pushing himself too much, too fast, too far right after this risky surgery. By the end of the week, the Nurses Ball acts have finished and lives will never be the same after at least one major secret, possibly more, are exposed. The truth about Gio seems most likely to blow up, but we'll find out by Friday. And speaking of Friday, Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, gets a mysterious phone call. Is it going to be recast Michael calling to say that he is back in town because he's on the jet? Seems likely to be him. The aftermath, fallout from the nurses' ball and new beginnings. And May 26th through the 30th, it looks very likely that we are going to get to see Michael after months of his being gone. So, the guy sitting on what looked to be a private jet watching the nurses' ball on a tablet is likely the actor replacing Chad Duell. More importantly, this guy was watching Drew and Willow on General Hospital. Spoilers. So, it's just a very strong possibility that is Michael and he's swooping in to surprise everyone. Hopefully, we'll get a glimpse of his face by the end of week 1, but probably week 2. Meanwhile, Christina is facing a decision. We just saw Alexis finally blurt out to her that she knows she tried to kill Ava. And with all that coming out, Christina has to decide, is she going to let Alexis continue to pay the consequences for her, or do the right thing and turn herself in? Maybe that Shadybrook plan is going to still be on the table. Portia is going to be terrified that her marriage to Curtis is over and done with, just as Dr. Isaiah Gannon saw Andy Wilson overheard her saying behind closed doors. Maybe Isaiah is going to offer her some comfort. General Hospital. Spoilers. Tracy fires back at Drew. Tracy fires shots back at Drew. Of course, Tracy didn't do it and she knows Drew has framed her. So, seems like that last request Drew paid Brad Cooper, Parisian, the extra $500K for was probably for him to steal one more vial of ketamine and plant it in Tracy's car. It's pretty clever, but you know, Tracy's not going to take this lying down. Brooke Lynn has to face the music and not nurses' ball music. Next week, we should probably be seeing fallout about the Geo secret that has been simmering for way too long. Brooke Lynn's going to have to explain things. General Hospital. Spoilers. Lulu has to explain. Lulu is going to have to explain some things as well. The biggest people that are going to be in the hot seat obviously is Lois Rena Sofer, who is in town, and Grandma Gloria Cerullo Ellen Travolta, who is back in Bensonhurst, where Lois is probably going to be thrown back to soon. Lulu and Cody are probably going to have to pay some consequences for either butting out or not coming to Dante much earlier and instead basically conspiring against Brooke Lynn. And Cody is really probably going to be in some trouble because he is both Dante and Brooke Lynn's friend and Lulu is his friend, you know, his new friend. But Lulu, as we all know, is doing this for selfish reasons. No matter what she said, Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaganos, is going to be comforting Cody, and she may herself need some comfort from Cody once all the Christina stuff spills. Dante's going to be left struggling. Joe's going to be crushed and Carly has to defend some of her recent actions.